What if I told you that two ordinary-looking Eisenhower $1 coins could secretly hold extraordinary power? One from 1971 the very first year of issue, and the other the legendary 1776 to 1976 bicentennial dollar, a symbol of American history itself. Millions of people have spent these coins without a second thought, but few rare examples, in the right condition, are making collectors stop, stare, and dream. Today, we uncover why these two Eisenhower dollars are being watched so closely, why you should never rush to sell them, and how a simple coin in your hand could carry a story far bigger than its face value. Stay with me, because this might change how you look at your pocket change forever. The first up, the 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower $1 coin is not just a piece of metal. It is a symbol of American legacy, power, and hidden fortune. When this coin was released to celebrate 200 years of independence, millions of people held it in their hands without realizing that they were touching history itself. At the time, it was treated like ordinary money, passed from one pocket to another, spent casually on everyday needs. But decades later, this same coin has taken on an entirely new identity. Today, collectors don't see it as spare change. They see it as a sleeping giant. In the world of rare coins, this Eisenhower dollar stands as a reminder that value is not always obvious at first glance, and sometimes the greatest treasures hide in plain sight. What makes this bicentennial Eisenhower dollar so special is not just its design, but the era it represents. It was born during a moment when America was reflecting on its past and dreaming about its future. The bold image of Eisenhower, a symbol of strength and leadership, combined with the bicentennial theme, gave this coin a soul that many modern coins simply do not have. Over time, certain examples of this coin, especially those preserved in exceptional condition, have separated themselves from the rest. These rare survivors tell a story of care, luck, and timing. In the coin world, timing is everything, and the timing of owning the right Eisenhower dollar can mean the difference between a few dollars and life-changing money. As years passed, most of these coins were scratched, worn, or lost forever, but a very small number remained untouched by circulation. These coins carry surfaces so clean and sharp that they feel frozen in time. Collectors chase perfection, and perfection is rare. When demand meets rarity, prices begin to rise quietly, then suddenly. This is how legends are born in numismatics. Stories began circulating about exceptional Eisenhower dollars selling for shocking amounts, not because every coin is worth millions, but because the rarest conditions create competition among elite collectors. When collectors compete, prices no longer follow logic. They follow desire. The idea that a single coin could change a person's fortune may sound unbelievable, but history has proven again and again. Many of today's wealthy collectors once held coins they didn't understand, coins they nearly spent, coins they almost ignored. The 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar has that same dangerous power. Dangerous not because it harms you, but because spending it without knowledge can mean losing something priceless. This is why seasoned collectors always say, never rush, never assume, and never sell before you understand what you truly have. One decision made in seconds can erase opportunities that took decades to form. In today's market, value is driven by emotion as much as rarity. People don't just buy coins, they buy stories, symbols, and identity. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar connects deeply with American pride, history, and nostalgia. This emotional connection fuels demand year after year. As more collectors enter the market and fewer high-quality coins remain available, pressure builds silently. Prices don't explode overnight. They rise step by step, until one day, the world suddenly realizes what has been overlooking. That moment is what every collector waits for, and many believe this coin is slowly approaching that turning point. Condition is where dreams are made or broken. Two coins from the same year can have worlds apart in value. One may be common, the other extraordinary. The difference lies in how it survived time. Sharp details, untouched surfaces, and original brilliance can transform an Eisenhower dollar into something extraordinary. Coins like this don't appear often, and when they do, they don't stay available for long. Serious collectors act quickly, quietly, and confidently. This is why those who already own such coins are in a position of strength. Strength that comes from patience and understanding. The most powerful aspect of this coin is not its metal or its size, but its potential. Potential is what drives collectors, investors, and dreamers alike. The potential that this coin could one day be recognized globally as one of the great bicentennial treasures keeps it firmly in the spotlight. Markets move in cycles, but historical coins with meaning tend to survive every storm. While trends come and go, history remains. The Eisenhower Bicentennial Dollar is history you can hold in your hand, and history has a habit of becoming more valuable with time. If you own this coin, the most important thing you can do is slow down. Rushing leads to regret. Knowledge creates power. Many people sell rare coins cheaply because they don't see beyond today's price. But experienced collectors think in decades, not days. They understand that fortune doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it waits quietly, testing your patience. This coin does not promise instant wealth, but offers something far more dangerous, possibility. And possibility, when ignored, becomes loss. The 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower $1 coin stands as a silent challenge to every collector and viewer watching right now. Will you treat it as ordinary, or will you recognize its deeper story? Coins like this don't knock twice. They appear once, pass through many hands, and eventually settle with someone who understands their true worth. That person is not always the richest, but the most patient. And sometimes, that patience is rewarded in ways that truly can change a life overnight. The second up, the 1971 D. Eisenhower $1 coin is not just a large silver-colored piece of American currency. It is a silent witness to a turning point in modern coin history. When it first appeared, people saw it as heavy, ordinary, and inconvenient for daily use, never imagining that decades later it would become the center of intense curiosity and speculation. This coin carries the face of a leader associated with power and stability, and that alone gives a commanding presence. Over time, as fewer pristine examples survived circulation, the story of this coin began to shift. What was once common slowly transformed into something watched, studied, and whispered about among collectors who understand that rarity is not always created at the mint. It is created by time. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar was born into an era of change, when America itself was redefining money, value, and trust. This was the beginning of a new monetary age, and this coin stood at the doorway of that transition. Many were spent, dropped, scratched, and forgotten, but a tiny number escaped that fate. Those surviving coins, especially in extraordinary condition, now feel almost unreal when held. Their surfaces reflect not just light, but history itself. In the coin world, condition is destiny, and destiny is unforgiving. A single mark can separate an ordinary coin from one that commands awe and obsession. What fuels the legend of the 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar is the idea of hidden potential. Collectors are drawn to coins that feel misunderstood, coins that were overlooked for years before being re-examined with new eyes. This Eisenhower dollar fits that role perfectly. It is large, bold, and impossible to ignore, yet for decades it lived in the shadow of older silver issues. As attention slowly returned to modern classics, this coin began to emerge as something more than face value. Stories spread of exceptional examples that stunned seasoned collectors, not because they were common, but because they were nearly flawless survivors of a harsh world. In today's market, imagination plays a powerful role. Coins are no longer judged only by metal content or age. They are judged by narrative, survival, and emotional weight. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar carries all three. When collectors imagine the future, they imagine scarcity tightening and demand growing louder. This is how ordinary objects become extraordinary assets. The idea that a single coin could hold unimaginable wealth is not fantasy. It is a reflection of how collector psychology works. When the right coin meets the right moment, value can rise faster than anyone expects. Many people make the mistake of thinking wealth announces itself clearly. In reality, wealth often disguises itself as something familiar. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar has passed through countless hands that never pause to question it. That is what makes its story so powerful. Coins that change fortunes are rarely obvious at the beginning. They test patience and reward understanding. Those who rush to sell often regret it, while those who wait quietly sometimes find themselves holding something the world suddenly wants but can no longer easily find. Condition is a battlefield where this coin's future is decided. A sharply struck, beautifully preserved example feels almost alive compared to its worn counterparts. These elite survivors are the ones that spark bidding wars, private negotiations, and serious conversations behind closed doors. When collectors compete, logic fades and desire takes control. That is when numbers stop making sense to outsiders. This is why experienced voices always warn. Never treat a coin like this casually. Once it leaves your hands, it may never return. The dream of overnight transformation is what captures attention, but the real power of this coin lies in its long-term presence. It does not shout, it waits. Markets rise and fall. Trends explode and disappear, but historically important coins endure. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar stands at the crossroads of history and modern collecting, giving a unique position that few coins enjoy. This position is what fuels belief, and belief is the engine of value. When belief becomes widespread, prices follow. If you own this coin, the greatest danger is not damage, it is ignorance. Selling without understanding is the most expensive mistake a collector can make. Many fortunes were lost not because people lacked wealth, but because they lacked patience. Coins with the power to change lives rarely announce the moment they are ready. They wait until the world catches up. That waiting period separates those who watch history from those who profit from it. The 1971 Eisenhower $1 coin is more than a collectible. It is a question posed to every viewer watching now. Will you see it as ordinary, or will you recognize the deeper current flowing beneath its surface? Coins like this do not promise miracles, but they offer something far more powerful: possibility. And in the world of rare coins, possibility is where legends, fortunes, and unforgettable stories are born.